will no longer be legal tender from midnight onwards.
On the 8th of November 2016, the Government of India announced that 500 and 1000 rupee notes would be invalidated. Overnight, 86% of the currency in circulation was cancelled. The goal? To deal a financial blow to the black economy. A year later, was it all worth it? Watch the demonetization experiment on the 8th of November with Ira Duggal, only on Bloomberg Quint.
Hello and welcome. You are watching Ask BQ on Bloomberg Quint. I am Pradeep Pandya.
Hi everyone, and I'm Navneet Saluja D'Souza. Well, this is the show where we address all your stock queries, so you can write to us on Twitter, Facebook, or just call us on 022-4540-4141. You can also mail us at askbq@bloombergquint.com with all your financial queries, and we'll try and address as many as possible on the show. Just remember to add the AskBQ hashtag. Well, let's get in our two experts of the day then. Raja Venkataraman, Chief Technical Analyst at Chart Advice, and Sandeep Jain of TradeSwift Broking are here to answer all your queries. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Good afternoon to both of you.
Before we start taking individual queries, let's look at what markets are doing. Sensex and Nifty, both key indices have remained range bound, though under pressure. Even if you look at the market breadth, it has been negative. Interestingly, over the last few days, we had seen that selling would emerge towards the end of the session. But today, if you look at it, market breadth is already negative for a few hours now. If you look at mid-cap and small-cap segments in general, you'll see a lot of pressure. But on the positive side, we have IT, which is doing quite well. You have HCL Tech, Infosys, Tech Mahindra leading the pack. Also, some of the PSUs like NBCC with the Bank of America report that indicated a 30% upside. The stock has moved up quite a bit. MMTC, STC have also moved up on the back of an announcement of a likely merger. And HFCL, an interesting stock that moved up today on the back of an order which has come from BSNL, around 1400 crore is the order size, if I remember it correctly. Well, on the downside is Reliance Industries, the heavyweight that is really leading the correction in markets today, and also Jet Airways, which I think is affected mainly because of the crude price rise. The crude is now inching towards $64, and also the India VIX, Navneet, is alarming levels.
It's been in the green since the morning session, though it has come off a little bit from day's high. It's still above that mark of 13.2. Remember, yesterday in the last half an hour, there was a huge surge which was seen, and exactly that's panned out. We're seeing some sort of profit booking which has come into the markets. Well, it's time for us to address our viewer queries, and the first one comes from Shashank Tripathi. He writes to us on Twitter. He has shares of ONGC, which he's bought at a price of 168 rupees. The company has declared a bonus of 2:1. Therefore, he wants to know if he should hold on or exit. Bought ONGC at 168, and currently the share is trading at levels of about 199. Sandeep, what is your view on ONGC?
Somehow the crude is also going up, and it's an upstream company, so it is a beneficiary of strong crude oil prices, and the stock was not a performer also in the whole rally, and it was a good buy at the time when he bought. So risk reward ratios are also very good. But now I feel that, and now PSUs are also in flavor. So he should encash this opportunity and book profit somewhere around, say, 215, 20. So that will be wiser, because the markets have also gone up. The stock has also gone up. There should be some correction at some levels. So 220 is a level where he should book some profits.
So 220 is the target that Sandeep is actually mentioning for ONGC. Shivang Bhatt calls us from Ahmedabad with a query. Hi Shivang, what's your query?
Hi sir. So my question is, if I want to enter into SBI Life or ICICI Prudential Life, can I enter at the current level? And between all the three life insurers, that is SBI, ICICI and HDFC Life, which one might be the best bet for me? And I can invest for a long time basis, maybe 2 years, 3 years time.
Okay. Usually we go to the technical analyst for the levels to enter, but both these stocks are actually relatively recent one. So Sandeep, we'll have to come to you. What's your call?
Somehow I feel that ICICI Pru has really corrected, and the other stocks, came at a huge premium, stiff premium, so they really encashed their pedigree and their in fact the brand value also. But somehow I feel that all these IPOs of the insurance companies have actually disappointed the investors in terms of their valuations. But still, I feel that ICICI Pru can be a good buy for long term, because last year, if you see post demonetization, 290, 295 levels were there, and from there it has gone up to 500, and again it has come down to 390. And I feel that now these are the levels where the risk reward ratios are also very good. The company's quarterly results were also very good. The CAGR of was also very good in terms of sales and the premium growth. So I feel he can switch to ICICI Pru. And as far as the IPO of HDFC Standard Life is concerned, I think he can apply in this, particularly because the allotment is short and some premium can be earned, and I think he can make around say 1,500, 1,500 on an investment of 15,000. So that's not bad. And HDFC certainly is a great brand in terms of making money for investors.
Sandeep, you had to choose only one. Which one will you go with?
Okay, ICICI Pru.
All right, so ICICI Pru is the one which Sandeep has chosen among HDFC Life, which the IPO is open currently, and between SBI Life. All right, let's take another query. This one comes from Mayur. He's written to us. He wants to invest in Rain Industries, and he wants to know if this is the right time to invest in the stock. Raja, the counter has already risen a lot on YTD basis. Do you think it's worthwhile? What are the charts indicating?
If you see from the perspective of the area in which it's operating, it's in the area of pet coke, and the entire industry in which it's operating, it's quite positive. But if you see the reflection on the prices have risen quite a bit. And if one has to enter at this moment, it will not be advisable. So it's best to look for dips near 280 to 290 region, which will be a good area to invest into, and one could trade with a stop loss of 260 for an upward target of 350.
Okay, the stop loss is quite deep. You should just keep that in mind. As Raja also mentioned, that stock has moved up quite a bit already.
Overall perspective remains bullish, so one should look to invest on a pullback.
Okay. We are getting lots of your queries on Facebook and Twitter, so let's look at some of those. Bhavani Shankar Behera has written to us. He wants to know about Goa Carbon at 881 and Phillips Carbon for 1 or 2 months. Should we invest more or exit? Have you seen both these charts, Raja, since his view is just for 1 or 2 months? What do you really advise?
Yeah, Goa Carbon is also similar. It's also faced the recent move in the coke industry, and the recent run-up which we are seeing on the charts, on higher time frame charts, does indicate that the prices are quite stretched at the moment. So it's best invested on a pullback. So if you look at Goa Carbon, somewhere in the region of 585 is the ideal level to buy in, not at the moment. So best avoided, you can say.
All right, so avoid Goa Carbon is the call. The stock's been locked in upper circuit, I guess. If the 5% is the upper circuit limit, it's at 882. Let me take the Ravi Shankar's question. He's written to us on Facebook. He wants an idea on Deep Industries. He's bought the stock at a price of 315 around 6 months ago, and he wants to know what should he do. So 232 is the price, and he bought at about 315 6 months ago. What should he do? Sandeep, do you think he should book his profits? How are the fundamentals stacked up for this company?
You're talking about Deep Industries?
Correct, yeah.
See, somehow I don't track this stock, because somehow I don't like this sector only at all, because it's a very cyclical in nature, and the thing is, whenever the crude prices go up, these segments really, come in the limelight and then, again vanish. So somehow these are purely trading stocks, trading bets. So for investment purpose, somehow I don't find them very attractive. It's somewhere around 232 right now. The valuations are also not very expensive. So he can hold on to it, because crude oil prices have started going up, and certainly demand for the services of these companies will go up. So he can hold on to it, and he can hold on to the levels of say around 275 or so.
Okay, so that's the call. Well, let's look at some more queries on Facebook. JP Associates is one. Girish Babu has written to us about it, and he wants to know what's the view on JP Associates. Girish has not really mentioned what kind of time frame he has or whether he is invested or wants to buy. Sandeep, what do you advise?
Can you repeat the name of the company?
JP Associates is the stock that Girish Babu is writing about.
Somehow, I would certainly advise to avoid these kind of risky stocks. Maybe there can be some dead cat bounce, and the names of some marquee investors also came in and got attached to this stock. But somehow 18, 19 rupees is somehow a good support in these few months. But still, more of technicals and lesser of fundamentals. And I feel he shouldn't enter if he has not entered yet. And if he's already holding the stock, so he should look on to exit at bounce.
All right, so you should exit JP Associates. That's the call coming in from Sandeep. Let's take the query of Pavan Kumar. He's written to us on Facebook. He just wants some suggestion on Lupin. He's not mentioned anything, whether he's already taken a position
so he says
or not.
Sell or hold, which means he's holding probably.
All right, so okay, he's asking whether it's a sell or hold. Let's take this to Raja then. What's the call on Lupin?
Yeah, if you look at the longer time frame charts, especially of the pharma sector has been on a decline. And the recent rallies which you are seeing is primarily because of the brief blip in the INR. So as far as Lupin, if you boiled that view down to Lupin, it's been on a steady decline, and every rally is witnessing some supply at higher levels. So one should not be holding Lupin below 1,000.
Okay.
So
1,000
depends on where his holding price is. So basically it's an avoid. If he wants to invest now, it's an avoid. Otherwise,
okay, that's the call on Lupin.
Top loss is 1,000.
So keep in mind the stop loss level. Brijesh Timania has written to us on Future Enterprise at buy price of 55 and Sintex Industries at 29. Both these stocks, Sandeep, do you have these stocks on your radar, Future Enterprise and Sintex Industries? What will you advise?
Somehow I feel that he can hold on to Sintex Industries, and rather after the demerger it has not performed, and at these levels somehow I find it attractive, and the risk reward ratios are also very good. And the other company, the Sintex Plast, is also very attractive at these levels. So I feel he can stay invested in this stock. And what was the other company, Pradeep? Can you repeat the name?
Yeah, one was Sintex Industries, the other is Future Enterprises. Bought at 55.
Somehow I feel that the stocks of this particular group has gone up very fast, and in the last few months, in fact, it has outperformed all the other stocks also. And why not? Because after the IPO of DMart, somehow the whole retail sector got revalued, and the stocks of this group also got revalued, which were really underperforming during the last few years. So somehow I feel that, again, the markets are at highs and the valuations are also not very cheap. So it is advisable to book profits at these levels.
Okay, that's the advice on Future Enterprises. You can book profits if you're holding that counter. Let's take more live queries which are coming on Facebook. This one comes from Prashant Dattaria. He's bought 50 shares of Infi at 927 and he's got a short-term view. He wants to know what should he do. Well, the overhang of buyback is over now, Raja. What should he do? 927 and currently the shares are above his buy price. Do you think he should book profits?
No, I think you should continue to hold. The reason is on higher time frame charts, if you look at the IT index per se, it was struggling to clear the 11,000 mark, and Infi being a heavyweight and definitely part of the IT index, it's going to power up. And today, if you notice, only IT has been performing quite relatively well, and Infi is one of the top performers. So the higher prospects looks in the region of 1100 at least on the minimum. So one should look to hold Infi now.
Okay, that's the call on Infosys. Amitabh Upadhyay has written to us on Facebook and he wants to know the view on telecom space. Well, do you advise Sandeep that he should start buying telecom stocks now?
Is a bit late. In fact, levels were very attractive as far as Bharti was concerned, and I remember, we recommending clients at around 315, 320, and the quarterly results were not very good, so it got bashed below 300. But those were the levels where we got the opportunity to listen to some of the leading fund managers, also of some leading AMCs. So they were also very bullish on this particular stock. And after this, everything is now history now, because it's already been 500 plus, and Idea has also gone up. But Arcom and Aircel, they have to close down their operations. So there is a great consolidation in the industry, and I think all the existing players who has managed to survive will certainly do well, and Bharti can be bought at declines, and somehow Reliance Industries has also corrected. So one can certainly look on to Reliance also as a good telecom play because of the good results of Reliance Jio, better than expected results during the last quarter. So I feel Reliance and Bharti, these are the two stocks one should look at.
All right, so if one wants to invest in the telecom space, Sandeep suggests to look at stocks like Bharti Airtel. One can look to buy on any dips, and even Reliance Industries, which can be a good telecom play now. All right, let's take more queries. This one comes from Himanshu Bajpayee. He's bought 4,000 shares of Suzlon Energy at a price of almost 21 rupees with a 1-year view. He wants to know what should he do, and I believe the stock slipped below his buy price, currently trading around those levels of 16. Raja, what do you think? He should just book losses or hold on? What are the charts indicating?
The overall sector per se is positive, but the stock is not moving in sync with the sector. And long-term trend line supports are in the region of around 15. So he should have a stop loss above around the 15 levels, and hold on and exit at his price, his cost price, that is. Okay. Because it's not worth holding on to Suzlon. Unless he's a very long-term investor where he's got a very long time frame horizon. Otherwise, it's not for a short-term to mid-term view.
Okay, so whenever you are kind of just breaking even, that's a good time to exit. Yeah. That's the call from Raja. PNB Housing is the next stock. Lakshmi Narayana has written about it. 1,500 is the cost. The question is, should he average? Sandeep, average just a correction of 100 rupees. Is that the good time to average PNB Housing?
I won't suggest to average at these levels, because he should understand that the markets are also at very high levels. Risk is very high in the markets to invest in these levels, and the stock has also gone up. It has actually been an outperformer, and I feel that LIC HFL can be a good buy at these levels, because it has corrected during the last few sessions and months. So I feel that can be one stock where the risk reward ratio is also very good, and looking at the size of the company and looking at the fundamentals also. So I feel LIC HFL can be a safer bet, and DHFL can be looked at on correction, and HDFC is always my favorite bet. So these are three stocks which I prefer in the affordable housing and housing finance.
Right, HDFC, Dewan Housing are the stocks which Sandeep likes. Let's take more live queries which we're getting on Facebook. Mayur Sharma has written to us. He's got 50 shares of Nucleus Software, which he bought at a price of 279 rupees. He's got a short-term view. He wants to know what should he do. Can we check where Nucleus Software is trading currently? 371, Raja. So he's pretty much in the money. In fact, making a lot of money there. What do you think he should do?
Correct. So the mid-cap IT space is definitely doing well, better than the big ones, and overall chart prospects suggest that it has got potential up to 450. So one should look to hold this stock with maybe a stop loss around 325.
325 should be your stop loss level on Nucleus Software. You can hold on to this position. Well, let's move ahead and look at some more stocks. Siddharth R. Kumar has written to us. And he wants to know about Savaria Consumer Limited at current levels. Do you really track this stock, Sandeep?
Sorry, Pradeep, you have to repeat the name. Very sorry.
Savaria Consumer.
No, I don't track this stock. Very sorry.
There is another stock which is popular among our viewers somehow, but not so popular among the experts, is Cords Cable that Sandeep Joshi has bought. He's holding 500 shares at 119 with a long-term view. Sandeep, do you track this one?
again, very sorry, Pradeep. These are some names somehow could not come on the radar. So I'm very
some
sorry.
of these names keep coming every day. That's interesting. Quartz cable, is the chart interesting if you have had a look?
The charts are very interesting. And over the last 5 years, it has been steadily making higher highs. And from what it looks like, there's no way to stop it. Any pullback to around 125 levels can be initiated, a buy can be initiated. At current levels, also on a dip to 125.
Okay, and the
So
stocks?
prospects are to the region of 210.
So you're suggesting to buy on any sort of dips in quartz cable.
Yes.
All right, the stock's up almost 93% this year. Currently, it's actually weak in today's session, down almost 6%. Let's take
The only caveat here is it's a little low volume.
Yep, it
stock.
is somewhat a illiquid
Illiquid
counter. The
counter,
intraday
so
chart
one
pretty
needs
much
to-
indicates that.
One needs to take care of that fact.
Okay, let's take Ritvik Sharma's query. He's bought 2,000 shares of Yes Bank at a price of 322. He's got a one-year view. He wants to know what should he do. Well, Yes Bank definitely has been weak in today's trade. Let's see if there is any sort of recovery or not. A bit, because in the morning I remember it was down almost 4%. So slight bit of intraday recovery, stock at about 312. Sandeep, what should one do with Yes Bank if they're holding? And if somebody has a one-year horizon, would you advise them to hold on?
Yeah, he can certainly hold on to it. Somehow it's a quality play in private sector banks. And recently, because of the PSU banks' attractiveness due to recapitalization scheme from the government, these PSU stocks have actually are hogging the limelight, and private sector banks somehow could not achieve that. So I feel that, Yes Bank somehow has corrected also, and the levels which are trading at these levels, I think somehow risk reward ratios are also very good. And with a one-year horizon, he can always hold on to it for a target of around 370.
Okay, so you must have a one-year horizon here. Well, the next stock which is on our radar, Avinash Pandey has written to us on IDFC Bank with a one-year perspective. Again, this is yet another popular stock, so to say. We get a query almost every day, Sandeep, but this stock has not really lived up to the expectations.
Yeah, you're right, Pratik. It hasn't lived up to the expectations, but still I feel that, after the split of IDFC and IDFC Bank, they are still trading at almost those levels only, and it could not perform also the way other banks, the PSU banks and private sector banks have performed. But still, I feel that, these are good levels to even average also, and one can certainly look onto it, and somehow the risk reward ratios really look attractive. And in the coming years and quarters, certainly the company will manage to deliver better results also. And one should stay invested if someone has already invested, and one can buy also on declines in this stock.
Okay, let's take another query from Avinash de Villiers. He wants to know what should be the exit price for Hindustan Copper, a counter which has been active in the last few trading sessions. He's holding almost 300 shares and he's got short-term view here. Raja, what should be the exit price?
Yeah, in the region of the entire metal space has been moving quite well, and this stock, after lying low for quite a bit of time, it's been witnessing a tremendous rise. So one should look to hold on to this stock, and it has got a potential to move up to 140. So one should look to hold it with a maybe a trailing stop at 90 levels. The trailing stop is a better way to handle this move in metal instead of just exiting at a blank price.
Okay, so right now your trailing stop loss is 90. I hope it's much above your buying price actually, because you haven't mentioned that.
Yeah.
What price really you got in, Avinash? I hope you are sitting at decent gains. Well, Raghavendra Mani wants to know Manappuram exit price holding at 96. So how do you really look at Manappuram? How is the chart? What's your advice?
Yeah, Manappuram has been consolidating at the higher levels, and with the gold price continuing to fluctuate, it is helping the prices sustain the higher levels. So one should look to hold on to this counter.
Okay.
All right. Have you discussed BHEL, Pradeep?
Not yet.
No. All right. So Balaji Srinivas has written to us. He's bought 1,000 shares of BHEL at a price of 99. He wants to know what should he do. I'll take this question back to Raja. On the charts, I think it is below his buy price of 99, currently at 97.7. What do you think he should do?
Yeah, it's almost at the same level.
Almost, yeah.
And the prices have been not doing anything much. So one should actually look to exit at current levels and switch to some other investment. because the overall sentiment in this counter continues to remain muted, and the overall trend in the stock is also on a decline. So overhang supplies will continue to emerge, and he will not look to make much out of his investment.
Okay. Suven Life Sciences is the stock that Siddharth R. Kumar is looking to invest in at current level with 1 year perspective. Sandeep, what's your view on Suven? Sandeep, are you able to hear me? Suven Life Sciences is the stock we're talking about.
Yeah, Pradeep, somehow I feel that, mid-cap pharma stocks should do well, the way IT and pharma have always been recommending on your shows also. And mid-cap pharma, somehow I feel that Ipca Laboratories can be a very good buy at these levels, because somehow the issues which the company was facing related to the US FDA and all these are getting resolved, and the levels are also very good. So I feel he can invest in this particular stock, and then the other pharma, mid-cap pharma stock is FDC, which I have been recommending to the clients also. And in the large caps, Dr. Reddy certainly can be bought. So pharma space somehow is buzzing, and Sun Pharma can also be bought at some declines.
Okay, well, on that note, we will thank both our guests. Thanks, Raja and Sandeep, for helping our viewers with all the queries. That's all that we have on this edition of Fast BQ.
Well, just remember that we're just a tweet, post or a call away, so keep your queries coming and we promise to address all of them through our shows. You can also log on to bloombergquain.com, search for hashtag AskPQ and get answers to all the queries that were discussed on the show today. Don't go anywhere. Power Lunch is coming up next. Keep it with Bloomberg Quint Live.